All right, let's get this thing rolling. What's going on, family? I know Jeremy is listening in at work. I'm pretty sure more people will be joining us soon. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Let me see here. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are gonna be watching later on, what up, though? We did not do life study last week. It was Father's Day, and I actually went to my daughter's basketball games, all of them, all three of them, Sunday, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Girls played hard. They won 2 out of 3 games. Last game they lost in overtime. Championship game lost in overtime, but they all, they gave 100%. That's what matters. So what I want to do is open it up before we get started to, I guess it's either going to be Chrissy or my wife. If anybody wants to say anything, if you had any epiphanies or any thoughts, I know, having a week off, but we still, we're still thinking, we're still doing personal development. So I just want to know if anybody had any epiphanies, any thoughts or anything.
I could share. I'm gonna beat you this time, Chrissy. I'll go first. So I had the art, my second art show yesterday, and I felt like it took me some time to figure out how I was going to present myself at this event, or how I wanted to create my art. And the reason this is significant is because I'm learning about doing things out of my normal way, or stretching myself out of my comfort zone. And that happened for me. It took till the very last day for me to create art that was completely different from how I normally do it. And it was very challenging for me not to be so precise and technical, and I realized that's part of my personality, this perfectionist type thing. And I was, that was a big moment for me. That was growth. So I wanted to share that. My epiphany for the week.
Yeah, getting out the comfort zone definitely creates growth. I tell you that. I was out of my comfort zone yesterday too.
Yeah, it was. It was uncomfortable fun.
Well, I am learning the hard way that you can't help everybody.
Yep.
Not even when you are completely capable. You can only help people who want your help.
Yep. We learned that the hard way too, didn't we?
And that's actually a very hard lesson for me.
Yeah.
I love helping people. So. Yep. So I'm learning. It's taking a second, but I'm getting it.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm sending you a virtual hug.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely a lesson that we learned, especially in the space that we're all in, where we're recruiting and building teams, and you have a passion to help people, but some people just don't want it. They just don't want it. And like I say, you see that you're capable, you see that you got something that they can use, but they just don't.
They gotta see the value in it.
Yep. So we definitely understand that. What's going on, Miss Moore?
Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know if she can unmute or not. All right. So, yeah, for me, it was definitely like yesterday. And it's funny because what we're going to be talking about today, I kind of prepped it the last life study, week before last, on choosing your avatar. And I think it's kind of funny because, when you give certain lessons, you give them at angles, because it's all angles of perspective, and it's like, it's tough because, we don't judge angles of perspectives, we just kind of observe angles of perspectives. What's wrong? You don't want nobody to see you on camera? Duh.
You want to turn it off for just a second?
Oh, my daughter's walking by. She don't want nobody to see her on camera. I don't know why.
Wait, you ain't turned it off yet?
I mean, they could barely even see you. But because we don't judge perspectives, we observe perspectives. And last night when we were doing our work, because I was hired to do, Kiana did the art, and I was hired to do photography and video. And while we was doing the work, it was like I didn't know what to think. So I just decided not to. I just decided not to think. I just decided to just record and take pictures, and just, get into the moment of work. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to think because I'm a very logical person. So I'm pretty sure I will take my time to think. But it was definitely a pretty interesting space. And because I'm going to be talking about choosing your avatar, avatars were chosen. I just put it like that. It was, they chose some avatars, but it's like, okay, I didn't mean it in that perspective. I don't mean it in that perspective, but it's just an angle of light. It's just a different angle of information, a different perspective. It's not necessarily one that I like. I can't even post half the stuff that I recorded on my page last night. Like I can't even post it on my page, my personal stuff, because I don't personally stand for it. I don't necessarily judge it, but I don't stand for it, and I don't promote it. But it was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting. Definitely interesting evening. So like I said, we gonna get into this thing, and because we teach based upon our perspectives of life. I'm not gonna even say teach. I'm gonna say share, because the information is general information, and people take it however it is they want to take it, and people go as far as they want to go, based upon what it is that they want to do. And we understand it's like we don't judge perspectives, we just observe perspectives. What's going on, Manny?
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Oh man, everything is everything, man. Is this your first life study?
No, I think I came to one before.
Yeah, I think I remember you coming to one before.
Yeah, I came to one before.
Absolutely.
You were talking about the Hermetic principles last time I came.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah. But welcome back, my brother. But so, let's say for the disclaimer, for those of you who will be watching later on YouTube, we don't, I don't necessarily deem anything that I say to be final truth or the word of God. It's just simply to stimulate thought, to give perspective so that we can start thinking, because in the words of Bob Proctor, most people would rather die than think. And people confuse brain activity with thinking. Because, we all have brain activity. We all react to everything in life, and that includes brain activity, but that may not necessarily be, using the intellect, which Bob Proctor always also says, that's the highest form of our being is our intellect, our ability to think, our ability to use logic, and that's what separates us from the other species on the planet. It's our ability to observe and to think and to respond versus only reacting. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Choose your avatar. This is a revisit. I actually did this for my children a while ago, and this is a revisit because I think it's something that's extremely important, because we don't really get it. Like we don't really understand it to the point that we can actually, be doing half whatever it is that we want, and I want us to really understand that we can actually choose what it is that we want. And then we have to do the second thing is to take action to become the person that we want to become. Because, with the law of attraction, as we learn all of the, universal laws, the universal principles, we come to understand is that we don't attract just what we want. We attract who we are. We are understanding the law of attraction, not just from a perspective of I'm gonna sit here and think and imagine, No, we're understanding the law of attraction from the perspective of I'm a light particle in a world of light. Okay, and it's a magnetic world. And based upon my level of magnetism, based upon who I am, this vibration of light. 'Cause I was having a thought earlier today. This is kind of like off subject, but I mean it's all on subject. I apologize. Everything is on subject, so it all connects. But I was watching. It was funny. I was asleep and I woke up. I was watching a snippet of a show. I don't know what show this was. I don't know what movie this was. It was just on, and it just so happened to be that it was this particular clip that was on that woke me up in the middle of the sleep. Because sometimes our TV just cuts on. I don't know why it does that, but we'll be asleep. We'll wake up. The TV is just on, and there was a young man, a little kid, who was in the church, full of people, and the young man decided that he wanted to challenge the pastor because the pastor was talking about, God does exist. Some people believe that he don't exist. And we're like, well, there's a 50-50 probability 50-50 possibility that God exists. And then the young man decided he wanted to step up and challenge him. He was a little kid, little young fella. And he was saying, like, I believe in science. I believe in facts. And, I think you're confusing possibilities with probabilities. And he started going off into, some science. And then the pastor just kind of told him what he wanted to tell him, and kind of confused the young man. The young man was kind of upset, but he was talking about, he basically told the young man that Darwin believed in God. So the young man said, so what are you saying? Are you saying that Darwin was right about God and wrong about evolution? And he was like, yeah. That's what I'm telling you, that he was right about God, but wrong about evolution. And my thought is that that's the normal thought of most people who believe in a God. But my thought is, how do we know that he was wrong about evolution? How do we know that maybe he was right about both? Or maybe he was, had portions of truth on both, but maybe not all truth on both. Because at the end of the day, we really don't know, because at the end of the day, did we get the details? Because I'm a Genesis 1 guy. Like I love the first chapter of Genesis. I love reading that book. I mean, yeah, that chapter, the first chapter of Genesis. But the thing is that it doesn't go into the details. It just says God said, let there be, and then it was. Okay, but what about the details? Okay, did we talk about, there being nothing but consciousness, and out of consciousness comes, he created light. He said, let there be light. And then what happens with light? We create what? Light particles. And then what? By the sound of voice, by the sound of vibration, light particles start to vibrate. Okay. And then we had electrons, protons, and neutrons vibrating around the nucleus that created an atom. Then you had an atom that's vibrating at different frequencies that creates different forms of matter. Okay. And then these different forms of matter start to solidify, right? And then he creates us in this space, and he gives us a brain that does what? Our brain interprets light information. Okay, our eyes, we don't see with our eyes. Our eyes is a lens to communicate to the brain light information, and then the brain interprets it and gives us a visual. Okay, but the Bible doesn't go into all of those details. We needed science to get the details. So I'm not one that says, okay, it's God or science. I'm going to say it's both, because, I do believe that everything was intelligently created, because everything is in order. So it had to be some intelligence to put everything into order, because we all got, five fingers, 5 toes, unless somebody, was born, with a deficiency or something like that. But for the most part, we're all built the same. The trees do what they do. Fruit does what it does. Vegetables does what it does. You put a seed in the ground, it's going to grow into something, so everything has order to it. So there had to be some type of intelligence or intellect behind the space of existence. So I'm saying that because now we understand that we are light particles. We understand that we are, living in this world of light, a world of electrons, protons, neutrons vibrating at different frequencies that gives us all a different reality. We all have our own brain, okay, which gives us our own perspectives, our own interpretations, because no brain was created the same, all equal, but not exactly the same. And our environments plays a part in our perspective. So we have all of these things going on, in our life that we just wasn't taught, in religion, but science helps us understand the things that we taught in religion. When I first read Think and Grow Rich, I was like, oh, okay, now I'm understanding everything I learned in the Bible. Okay, because Think and Grow Rich goes into what? More details on faith, on belief, than what the Bible, the Bible just gave me faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But then Think and Grow Rich gave me what? Details. Okay, on all those perspectives. They turned that one scripture into 13 chapters, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and get into this, because I believe it's going to be very, very beneficial. So choose your avatars. We look as I use this on the screen because for the first slide, because I'm not sure if everybody's seen the movie Avatar, but this movie has a lot of strong meaning to it. Okay, a lot of strong meaning to it. One of the things about this movie is that, okay, there's this other species of being, right? These other species of being, and they created what? Bodies. They created duplicate bodies of this species, and they are able to connect their consciousness to this other body, so that they can live on another plane of existence that they can't physically live on. All right. So listen to the hints here. Listen to the hints, because they created a body so they could live on another plane of existence that they can't physically live on. So they need to transfer their consciousness to another body. I'm saying this because when I first heard the idea, because some of us think, okay, we didn't choose to be born, or we didn't choose to be this way. I first heard the concept in Christianity, and this wasn't a regular concept of Christianity, but I first heard the concept of there's a possibility that we had a consciousness before we came here and chose to come here. We chose how we were going to do it. We chose to come here, and then that memory was wiped away for us to come here and figure things out. I'm not saying that was the truth. I'm not saying that I believe it. What I'm saying is that it was an exciting perspective. It was an exciting way of looking at things, because we get so caught up into life, paying bills and going to work and making money and and being fly and all these other things, and the stresses of life and all these other things that we don't take the time to sit down and say, okay, what is this place? Like, what am I here for? What are we here to do? Why were we created? What is the why behind all of this?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the why? Is there a Zoom ID and password? It shouldn't be. If there is, if they're asking for one, tell her it's keep up, all lowercase, KEEPUP. But there shouldn't be. She should be able to just go to www.kuwj.live to come on in. I'm not sure why. Sometimes people do have issues with it, but she should be able to just do www.kuwj.live. All right. So my bro, man, I miss you, Kurt.
What's going on, brother?
Well, Kurt.
Hey, what's going on, family?
Good.
I ain't getting that shit that get me high.
We miss you, Kurt. Call me after this.
Okay.
All right. About to mute so we can keep it grow. All right, cool. All right. So the why is so important, and we don't get the why from a lot of places. We get, certain person, but we really got to dig. We really got to dig and dig and dig for the why. And we have to take the time to detach ourselves from all this other stuff that distracts us as spiritual beings to try to tap into some type of spirituality. All right. So we're saying choose your avatar. Who are you? So the movie is that what you in order for them to transfer their consciousness into this other being so they can live on another plane that they're not physically capable of living on, they have to what? Go to sleep. They have to go to bed, lay down, go to sleep, and then they wake up in what? This other being that has a whole nother brain, a whole nother consciousness, and they're there to learn the ways of those creatures, but they had an alternative motive, to try to take something that was theirs. Now, if you guys have never read the Anunnaki story, I don't really teach on the Anunnaki because that's just something that's on a whole nother thing, or share a lot of stuff about the Anunnaki. That's on a whole nother scale, but I am studying it. But if you ever read the Anunnaki story, you will see some similarities. Okay, some similarities, and when it comes to consciousness and existence. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. The message in this movie and some of the underlying principles that they put inside this movie. So choose your avatar. Who are you? Who are you? Now, I know a lot of us we familiar with the video game The Sims. Okay, well, you get to create this person, this avatar, and you get to create their moods, their emotions, the way that they look, the type of job they're going to have, the type of clothes they're going to have. You could do, and then you could just live this simulation life, and you're literally just sitting there being whoever it is that you want to be as a sim. You're literally being whoever it is that you want to be. You're just creating the whole avatar, what they look like, what they're going to do, the type of person. Let me go ahead and just mute everybody. See, we got more people coming in. Welcome, family. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
I'm sorry, I just muted her as soon as she said, hey. All right, so, and with this sim, you're able to choose whoever you want to be. You're able to choose every single perspective of yourself. So the question is, how do you see yourself? Okay, we talk about the imagination, where you can actually go into your mind where there's no limits, absolutely no limits. Man, yesterday, boy, they took all the limits off. I'm sorry. Yesterday was a mug. It was a mug yesterday. That event was crazy. And they took all the limits off yesterday. So in your imagination, there's no limits to who you are and who you can be. You can do all types of different things inside of your imagination. Like I say, I like to play basketball. So I never imagine myself. I'm 100% shooter, in my imagination when I'm playing basketball. Right. What I'm saying? A lot of us here, we trade. We're in the markets. Look, in your imagination, be 100%, have 100% win ratio on trading in your imagination. Okay, why? Because it's going to start to do certain things inside of your molecular structure, right? So how do you see yourself? So I got some examples here. Okay, we got this young, successful lady right here with her business suit on. She's smiling. You can be this person. You can actually be this person. You got Serena Williams. Tennis player, athlete, athletic. That's who she chose to be. That's her avatar. You got Jay-Z and Beyonce. I love Jay-Z because Jay-Z, he can move around in the streets and the hip hop culture, but he can move around equally in the business and corporate culture as well. So he has two avatars. He has two lives that he can live. He can live in the street culture, the hip hop culture. Then he can literally change his whole avatar. And when I say change, he's literally changing his mindset. He's not just changing his clothes. He's changing his mindset, the way that he talked to people, his level of intelligence. And then he moves into the world of corporate and business, and he can move there just as equal as he would move in the streets. Okay, so you got Jay-Z and Beyonce. I put Beyonce on there because this is one of my me and my wife. We kind of like the power couple thing. So this is an image for us. It's that power couple. This is our image. Okay, you got the comedian. The guy who says, look, I want to be the class clown. So you got his hair done in a way to make you laugh. You know, he got his tuxedo on with his clown. Hey, look, he's like, look, I'm here to make you laugh. Okay, we got the homeless guy over here. You know, some people actually, this is their avatar, unfortunately. And then some people actually want to be there. You know, sometimes you'll go and talk to some people. They say, look, I'd rather just be here because I don't have all the cares of the world. I don't have all the cares of bills and having to make money. Some people, they're the way that they're programmed, they're not programmed to actually function in this world as a money maker. They actually programmed themselves to function in this world as a homeless person. And some of them want, and some of them don't want to be there. And we've heard stories of people who were there and transformed their lives and changed their avatar, changed their situation. Okay, we got the little thug guy down here, the little thug guy, you know, the rapper. You know, some people want to be this way. You know, for me, I used to want to be this way. A part of me did because I was around, because of the environment. Growing up in the city of Detroit, a part of me wanted to be this way, but then there was another part of me that said, I don't want to be this way. Okay, and that part was the part that won. You know, but I still got my hip hop vibe. That's why I'm sitting here in my Adidas jacket. You know, I got the hat turned a little bit to the side. I still got my hip hop vibe, but I could also transform and I could put on a suit. I could put on a suit jacket. I could put on some slacks. You know, I could do different things, you know, with my avatar. I can dress my avatar. And there's also has been a total change in mentality with my avatar. Okay. So we're talking about how do you see yourself? So when you go into your imagination, what does your life look like? What do you look like? You know, how is your hair? What do your hair look like? What are you wearing in your imagination? If there's no limitations in your imagination, what are you wearing? What is it that you really, really want to put on? Okay, I actually have these thoughts inside of my imagination. With no limits, what do I want to wear? What do I want to put on? What business do I want to run? What am I doing? It all starts in the imagination. It all starts in the mind. That's the purpose of the imagination. It's for you to create your future. It's not for you to predict the future. It's for you to create the future. So how do you see yourself? So the energy you present to the collective consciousness will magnetize back to you. So now we're talking about law of attraction, right? So after you see yourself in your imagination as this certain person and you get emotionally attached to it, you start to present energy to the collective consciousness. So when I mean collective consciousness, I mean that. So we talked in the past about the Akash, the ether, the Akashic records and all that stuff, which we might get into that next week. Okay, because some of you may not understand collective consciousness, and some of you do understand collective consciousness. I don't know everybody is. So when you're talking about the collective consciousness, earlier I said that we live in a world of light, and we're all light particles. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're all light. You know, the essence of us is consciousness and light, of all of us, and we're all connected in this web of existence. That's where we get the idea of the World Wide Web, because we're all connected in this web of existence, all of us. Okay, and we're all vibrating. We're all light particles connected in this web of existence, vibrating at different frequencies. Okay. So as you start to project an image of yourself in your mind, you start to get emotionally attached to it. You start to take action. Okay, remember, all of this is light. You know, we think that there's a separate between the spiritual and the physical. All of this is spiritual. Our whole existence is spirit. Even your physical body is nothing but manifestation of light from the spirit world. Okay, so our whole existence is spirit. So as we start taking actions, as we start speaking, as we start, going about our everyday life, we're now presenting an energy to the collective consciousness, all the minds of the entire planet, the minds of everybody on the planet. And what's happening is that you're now starting to vibrate at a certain frequency, and that frequency goes out into the universe, which we call the collective consciousness or the ether. And what's going to happen is people of the same vibration will start to magnetize back to you. So more than likely, everybody that's on this life study call right now, we're vibrating at similar frequencies at some point. and it's causing people to magnetize back to you. So if you're, if this is who you are, always frustrated, always sad, not motivated. If this is who you are, you're going to start to magnetize like people, and then you start being around all these sad and depressed people. This is one of the messages for one of our children. Hey, look, you need some happy friends. Okay, you need to be around some people that are happy, that are excited. You don't want to be around depressed people all day, and we see it all the time. Is that the type of person that you are, you tend to attract those type of people to you the most. Okay, this guy right here, he's angry. This is the energy. If you're presenting that anger energy, you're going to magnetize. You're presenting this angry energy to the collective consciousness, and that's what's going to magnetize back to you. You're going to meet angry people. You're going to get into situations that's going to cause you to be more angry, because this is what you're magnetizing. So your avatar starts to look like this. And then you start to attract other avatars that look like this. He's like, man, I can't stand, I can't stand that either, man. Yeah. And then you got a whole group of 5 people that can't stand everything. And y'all all relating to each other because you guys are all magnetizing this energy. Now you got this lady right here. She's happy. She's excited. She's like, hey, great things are happening. This looks like good things are happening. That's all it looks like. It looks like good things are happening to me all the time. And what happens? You start to attract people like that, where good things are happening to them. And those are the people that you're talking to. Those are the people that you want to talk to. Listen, if you're this person and this person shows up, 9 times out of 10, you guys want to attract to each other. And this person will repel from this person. Or this person will say, you know what? I appreciate you, but I got to go. And they won't magnetize. They won't attract. This person and this person may attract for a little while. But then this person is going to get more depressed and say, man, dude, you're too angry. You're stressing me out. And he's going to go and leave so he could be stressed out in a different type of way. Okay. So you just got to be careful of the energy that you're presenting to the collective consciousness, because it's going to magnetize back to you, where you're going to create people, places, and circumstances that's going to help you. That's going to help you propel you towards your desired energy, your desired goal. So you just want to make sure that you're presenting good energy. Okay, yeah, this guy right here, he looks like he's happy. He's expressive.
Dramatic.
He's dramatic. And he's living his life. He's very, I would say, very expressive. Very expressive, and people like very expressive people. Okay, this is Oliver right here. Very expressive. This is a person people want to be around. This type of person that people want to be around, because he's going to entertain everybody. Like he's going to have her looking like this all the time. Like, like I'm just so happy. So this could be like, the actors, or the musicians, the artists. They're very, very expressive people, and people love to be around actors, musicians, and artists, because they're very expressive and they're very entertaining people. So, put that energy out there, because the collective consciousness is going to magnetize that energy right back to you. Okay. So should you care what other people think of you, your avatar? So you see these people over here laughing, and she's over here sad. This guy is over here walking his invisible dog, and they all like, what in the world is this dude doing? This person right here is with their manager, So should you care what other people think of you? The answer is yes and no. Yes and no. Because it's based upon the situation, and it's based upon the perspective. When you're doing business, of course you want people to like you. Of course you want. There's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. That means your goal is to get people to like you. Okay, so that you can build good relationships. So in that aspect, yes, you should care what others think of you. You shouldn't just be going out. You shouldn't just be out here like just crazy and savage, uncontrollably savage. There you go, Manny. You shouldn't just be out here uncontrollably savage to the point where you're like, I don't care what nobody think of me. I'm just going to do me. And you just out there just crazy. Like just crazy, doing people wrong, treating people wrong, going to, corporate events, not dressed the par or whatever, because you don't care. It's like, you actually want to be able to present yourself, because how you present yourself is going to determine how far you go in certain areas of life. Certain people can't get that far because they don't know how to change their avatar. They don't know how to be versatile. Like Jay-Z was talking to Benny Siegel, one of the other rappers. He was like, look, Benny, I need you to chill, because there's certain places I want to take you that I can't take you if you acting like a thug all the time. And Benny Siegel didn't chill. So Jay could not take him to certain places. I remember an interview we had that conversation. Like, look, I just need you to chill. Like, you my man. I really want to take you to some places, but I really just need you to chill out. Like, you can't be this way with everybody. Same thing happened I heard the same story with Jay-Z and Dame Dash. With Dame Dash, Jay-Z and Dame Dash didn't get along because Dame Dash was, an a-hole. And he was like, yeah, I am an a-hole. So what? But there were certain moves that Dame Dash couldn't make. There were certain people that said they couldn't do business with Dame Dash because of the way that he was. It's like, I can't even do business with you because of the way that you are, because you about to come and cuss out all my colleagues. So I can't bring you into this circle because you're going to cuss them all out. Where Jay was more smooth with it. So he was able to go into different rooms and sit at different tables and make different moves that Dame Dash couldn't make because they had two different personalities. They had two different avatars. Okay. And Jay was able to be versatile and switch up his attitude when he was in different situations. So absolutely, yes, you should care what other people think about. And in certain circumstances, no. Absolutely not, because I would never tell a person to dumb down their intelligence for somebody who's not thinking or acting as intelligent as them. I'm not saying that they're not as intelligent. They're not thinking or acting as intelligent as them, because we're all equally intelligent in our essence. I would say in our essence, we're all equally intelligent because we're all made in the image and likeness of God. But sometimes you could be around people who's not deciding to embrace their intelligence. And I'm gonna be like, and for me, I'm like, you know what? Well, listen, man, it's my duty, as your brother, to say, look, I'm gonna bring you a certain level of intelligence, and I'm not gonna dumb down who I am to act crazy. I'm not gonna do that. And if you don't like it, so what? And we hear that in network marketing, and we see that even in success, where they'll say, like, people will say, well, money changed you. When you got money, you change. And honestly, it was the opposite, to where the person who got money didn't change. It was the person who didn't get the money changed towards that person. Their attitude may have changed towards that person. And the person that got success was like, look, man, I can't dumb down who I am because it's not a comfortable place for you. So at that point, it's like, no, I don't really care what other people think of me. Like for me, I'm a purpose-driven person. I don't quit. I don't care how long it takes for me to succeed at something. I don't quit because I know I'm going to succeed. Mm-hmm. And some people may look at me like, but Shari, what is you doing? Is you tracing a dream, or, are you naive? And I'm like, well, I don't really care what you think, because I know that I'm going to succeed. I've made a decision in myself to succeed. So I don't care what you think of me. I'm going at this, and I'm going hard, and I'm never quitting, because I'm winning. Okay. Because I'm winning. So you got those different aspects of should you care what others think of you? Well, in certain instances, you should. In certain instances, absolutely not. No, do not dumb down yourself, for anybody. All right. So the universal law of cause and effect plays a very important role in what happens to you in life. So remember that you are the cause of every effect, good or bad. Okay. So when you're choosing your avatar, you're not just choosing the way that you look. You're choosing the way that you think. You're choosing your actions. When you playing that game of Sims, you're actually choosing every single action. You're choosing every interaction with every person that you interact with on a game of Sims. You're choosing what you're wearing. You're choosing your approach. They give you different approaches they give you different choices of approaches when you're interacting with different people, and you can actually choose those interactions. You can choose those. So this life is just like that simulation. The only difference is that a lot of times we're not choosing, we're just reacting. It's like they create these these video games get you to think, okay, what I want to say to this person? What I want to do with this person? How do I want to interact? What's my goal? And it's getting you to think. It's getting you to think. So now we have a situation to where we say, okay, you know what? Let me think about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, when I'm going to say it, how I'm going to be dressed when I say it. You know, what type of energy am I exuding when I'm saying? Because I know that everything that I do, everything that I say, is going to be a cause. I'm creating a cause, or I'm acting a cause, I should say. It's going to create an effect. It's going to bring something back to me. So now let me think before I do, because what? I'm conscious and aware. That's the word. That's what conscious means. Conscious just means aware. You're aware of what? Everything possible, everything that you could possibly be, aware of. So you got to make sure that you're conscious of cause and effect, which is one of the universal laws that we went through, because it's you're the cause of everything good and bad. Everything good and bad that happens to you, you're the cause of it. And we talked about that before when we were saying, listen, remember the energy that you present to the collective consciousness will magnetize back to you. That's basically cause and effect. Okay. So in conclusion, make sure whoever you choose to be, whatever avatar that you choose to take on, whatever attitude, the moves, okay, be conscious. Yes, you can change your moves. Absolutely. Children, you can change your moves. You have the power. Okay. Whatever it is that you choose to do, make sure that it's beneficial to you and all others involved. Make sure it's beneficial to yourself, and make sure that it's beneficial to everybody else around you. Because a lot of times people move only to benefit themselves. And they have no intentions whatsoever to benefit the other people around them. It's like, look, I got to look out for me and I got to get mine. I don't care if it hurts you. If you bleed, I don't care if you bleed for me to get mine. No, listen, people around you don't have to bleed for you to get yours. Okay. Everybody can be healthy and whole. There's ways that we can move where everybody is healthy and whole. So make sure that whatever you choose, whoever you choose to be, whatever avatar that you choose, make sure that it's beneficial to you and all others involved. If you can't really sit down and dissect those things, that you may want to think once, twice, or three times about the decision that you're getting ready to make and what you're getting ready to do. If you're looking at the people that's involved with you and seeing this, okay, well, right here, okay, I can see where this going to benefit me, but this person going to get hurt. This person going to get hurt. This person going to get hurt. So I got to ask myself, how bad do I want this? Am I willing to hurt these individuals around me to get to what I want? Or is there a way that I can do something else without hurting all the other individuals around me? Because remember, we live in a world of infinite possibilities. I'm going to say it one more time. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. It may be something that you really, really want, but it may be something even better out there. So spend time, as you start doing your analysis, spend time in the world of infinite possibilities, which is your imagination. Spend time there and figure some things out. Listen, we all can do Dr. Strange. You remember Dr. Strange? He went and he saw the millions of possibilities to beat Thanos, to find the one that win. Listen, you can do that. That's what your imagination is for. Go into your imagination and you can go to infinite possibilities to figure out, okay, what's the best move to make? But all you got to do is what? Start to use it, start utilizing it. Okay. So once again, we got these examples of people who chose, of avatars, of people who chose to be what they want to be. Like, so you got the business lady over here. You got Serena Williams. You got the comedian. You got Michelle Obama. She chose to be a distinguished woman. She chose to be a successful Black distinguished woman. You got the happy lady down here. Okay, you can choose whoever it is that you want to be, not just from a business standpoint, but from a business standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a fashion standpoint, okay, from a family standpoint, from a friend standpoint. What type of friend do you want to be? You know, what type of father do you want to be? You know, what type of mother do you want to be? It's all up to you to go into your imagination to decide who it is that you want to be. And then you take the actions to become that person. So I'm not saying that you're going to go in your mind and say, I want to be this, 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 and this. And then all of your actions is the same as they were like last week.
Mhm.
No, you got to start taking different actions.
Mhm.
If you say you want to dress this way, okay, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere. I'm about to buy a different outfit this week. Even if you just buy one, at least go buy that one. Take some pictures, do a photo shoot, take some selfies in it, print it out, post it on your wall and say, look, I want to dress like this more often. You know, if you want to have money, look, Kurt told me a long time ago, that's why I said, listen to your mentors. He said, listen, go on here on Amazon and get this prop money and put it all over your desk. Just sit on your desk. It took me a long time to go and do it. But what happens is what? You get the prop, and that was what? I'm starting to what? Create a reality for myself. Starting to create a reality for myself. If my mentor is doing it, of course I want to do it, right? So I got my prop money and I got it sitting on my desk. Okay, take pictures with it. Put it on your vision board. I ain't saying put it on Instagram. Please don't put. I mean, it's up to you. But I'm not gonna take no prop
Please
money.
don't do that. Please.
I'm not gonna take no prop money and put no pictures on Instagram. Okay, I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm not doing it. Okay, and I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, and we just heard Kurt say, please don't do that. You know, so get the prop money, put it on your desk. You know, go take your bank account, add some zeros to it, print it out, put it on your vision board. All these things that you're creating the person that you want to be. Okay, you want a great relationship? Look, put pictures of people in great relationships. Put on your vision board. Imagine yourself in a great relationship. You know, that was one of the things when me and my wife were separated and we was going through, and you know, I decided I didn't want to leave my wife. You know, we didn't want to break up. I started imagining us in a good. I just started imagining us in a good relationship. And then what happens is it does something to your consciousness. It does something to your molecular structure. Okay, there's something about water consciousness. Okay, that where water remembers everything, and you're made of 75% water, and your imagination is connected to all of this water that you're made up of. I'm gonna let that sink in and let you think about that. So that's going to conclude today's lesson. So I want to do is I want to open it up for some takeaways, so we can hear some other perspectives. I know this was something I really wanted to do was choose your avatar, and so I want to go ahead and open it up because I know in about an hour or so I know Kurt about to be on with Christopher Terry, which is the other multi-billionaire mentor. Let's go, my bro. I see you.
Can I go first, Bashari?
Absolutely.
I know Chrissy usually go first. I'm sorry, Chris. So I'm trying to do this because I know I'm actually at the and we go. So, first of all, this is great, and I came in a little late, but I was able to get some nuggets. And one of the actionable steps that you just gave that I think is really, really powerful is being able to put yourself in that situation, even on smaller scales. So, like you said, wearing a different outfit, buying something different that is in the persona of the person that you see yourself as. And when you said that, that felt like it gave me something to do. I'm like, okay, I can go do that. I can do one outfit. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a dress that is brand new. Like, I can do that. And so it made me feel like, okay, yes, because that's what I'm doing now. Like right now, I'm focusing on, okay, yes, I see my goal. And I was just talking to somebody else about the past, present, and future time travel. And I was like, okay, so I'm seeing future Dayla, right? I'm seeing present Dayla, and I'm seeing the differences between her. So okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off to see if it helps. So yeah, I'm seeing the differences between you know, who I am now and who I see myself as. And that is allowing me, and just having those actionable steps
Mhm.
allows me to move forward a little bit more every day. Because that's what I'm really focusing on, is that everyday action. You have to do something every day. So it's like, okay, what is the small actionable step that I can do today to prepare me for a future day? And that was it. Thank you so much.
Boom, there you go. I love it. I love it. That right there was a perfect example of how this stuff works. That's a perfect example of how this stuff works, to where you're just seeing it all the time. Because you're seeing it all the time, you're seeing it every day, it's going to naturally move you into action towards it. If you're seeing it and you're imagining it every single day, you're going to start taking some action on it. You're going to, like, I can't sit here and just imagine this all day, every day, and I do nothing, unless you're imagining something else. Okay. But if you're imagining what it is that you want to do, or who it is that you want to be every single day, you're going to start taking some action towards it. Or anybody else want to do a takeaway?
I just popped in at the end, but got the general gist of it. I just wanted to say I'm grateful for you again. I was working on scripting, and one of the things I was working on scripting for myself this week was speaking more, and that happened all this week. So I wanted to say thank you for that. I'm actually like sitting directly across the hall from Dayla. Hi, Dayla. And I'm sitting and say, hey, KJ. Oh, my bad, you in? But we're out here at this conference with Lee Allen and Tyrone Foster. So I wanted to work on my public speaking more. And I would say I definitely was able to manifest that this week due to your prompts from scripting. So I want to say thank you for that. And hi, family. Bye, family.
Super awesome. Super awesome, Alana. Definitely want to congratulate you on that, and you're moving forward. That is what's up. And you have actually a very great speaking voice. So I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see you on stage.
Well, thank you.
All right. Who's next?
So I know I got work to do, and I'm gonna go back to doing the work that I was doing before, because I kind of fell off, and that's how I ended up like in the predicament that I'm in. So I was doing well when I was writing every day, and I got busy and I stopped writing every day. So I'm gonna go back to my bedtime stories and stuff like that, because it was working very well, because manifestation is a real thing. So like learning that manifestation is a real thing and getting into a good rhythm of it and then falling off, I see the difference.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So I have to go back to what I was doing when it was working, because not doing it is like I'm seeing more reasons why I should,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I got to go back to doing what I was doing when it was working, because, yeah. But yes, this is a great reminder. Like everything that I got when I was scripting, when I was doing bedtime stories and stuff like that, is how I got to where I am. And this is just a good reminder to go back to doing that,
Man. Here, touche. Thank you, Chrissy Phipps. And the thing is that some of this stuff is so easy to do that we find it that it's so easy not to do. As far as it's just before you close your eyes and go into dream world, take the time to just write out your life as it already happens, as if it already happened every single night. Just write it out. Write down your goals every single night. When you wake up in the morning, write out. It's so easy to do. And then we find it to be so easy not to do, for the simple fact that we may be in a rush with what? Trying to go get the money to pay the bills, trying to go get the money to do this, trying to get a trade in, we so much in a rush to do so many different things that we don't take the time to just stop and say, okay, let me manifest. Because actually, I think I might go deeper into scripting next week and talk about the magic of scripting again. I'm not sure if I did a lesson just on that, but I think we're gonna go into that. We're gonna talk about the alphabet. We're gonna talk about letters, which are symbols. We're gonna talk about spells. We're gonna talk about curses. We're gonna talk about that next week. We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
I am looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. So who's next?
I could jump in real quick.
My bro. What's going on,
brother? Man, everything. So, man, a lot of it for me too. Like when you know me and you talk about everything. So like, and whenever I was in a position to see things manifest in my life, or even just that becoming the person you want to be, like the stuff we've been talking about has been we've been saying this stuff is going to happen for years. Like, bro, you're gonna find out it's gonna be a whole situation. Everybody gonna want to have your time, and we're gonna be figuring out how to figure out stuff to get Kurt back on track, what we got to do, and everything else. And it's just like, having it happen and seeing it in real time is one thing, but like, I feel like I've already been living this life for so long, right? So we were doing all the calls, the Mondays, the Thursdays. We were doing HFX nights. We were, lining everything up, doing just having money parties before everybody started having money parties and things like that. But when it really boils down to it, the thing that I could say that put rocket fuel on everything that happened in my life was the gratitude I walked around with all day long. Like, I was so grateful for it. I mean, like, people say, oh, I'm great, I'm so thankful and grateful. I'm thankful. Like, I walked around with a full heart every day.
Wow. Because
I just remembered what it was like to be in lack and to be in a position where even at certain points where the money hadn't even really shown up. Like, I mean, the trading was going great, but you guys know when you're trading, a lot of times that's a slow roll until it starts to really just pick up on its own. So even when the money wasn't showing up like that, it was just knowing that it was on the way, knowing that I'm on the right track, and I've been on the wrong one, and I know what the right one feel like, and just that level of gratitude, like being able to have a person like Lawrence and Tam I can call up, being able to have like a Jewel Tankard in my phone, having a David and Menezes in my phone, being able to reach out to an Oren Wright when I felt like it. Like, the level of gratitude I had for just being in the position and knowing where I was headed was like I had a full heart every day. And the things were happening so fast. And I always tell people, I don't think people listen to me when I say it, but the language of the universe is gratitude. It's great. Like, it just, when you move in gratitude and you're in manifestation mode, oh my God, listen, Linda, like, everything just puts rocket skates on at that point. Like, when you said you imagine you and Kiana in a happy relationship. And then when it starts to happen, the gratitude, the thankfulness, I'm so happy where we are. I'm so happy we developed ourselves to get to a point where we can have the life we want. And then it's like after that, everything just speed up. Like, man, we really, really happy. Like, we so happy we can't even go the other way no more. That's where they got cemented clothes, right? So
right,
you start seeing it. And I tell people, like, even if you don't have the things that you're looking for, you're looking to manifest, like, just feel as if it's here already. Like, Bashar, you already know. Listen, this prop money been on my desk every day. It don't leave my desk. It's a little stack of $10,000, but I can open up my account and I got 45 times that. Like, just sitting there. But you think about, like, when I first got that prop money, I had got $100,000 worth of fake money, and I had it all on my desk at one point, and I started giving it away to people. I would give my cousin a stack of 10,000. Hey, just hold on to this and think about it. Hold it in your hand before you go to bed every night. Grab it in the morning before you go brush your teeth, right? Lay it on your chest when you lay down that night and just thank God for it. I would go around to all my friends and family just giving it to them. Hey, keep this and just do thought exercises with it. And they were like, why do you keep going over here giving me fake money? I'm like, in my mind, it's real. In my mind, I'm giving you real money right now. And they're like, dude, something wrong with you. I'm like, something's real right. But but then I also was manifesting the ability to give.
That's good.
That was one of my things too. Like, I want to be in a position where I can give to the people I care about. And they laugh at me now. They look at me like, hey, if you ever want to come by and do that exercise again, man, I definitely love if we can practice that one in real time. Like, I bet. But it's really an exercise where you get to a place, guys, where you have to really move in gratitude, even if it's not there, even if you can't see it. Move like it's already, like, have your heart be so full of excitement, like it's all, like, if you guys opened up your phone and went to your bank, that bank app, and you looked at it and it said $50 million in there, how would you feel? That feeling of your chest lighting up, your veins like swole, like, oh my God, it's a thing. Like, you know that neck vein when you get to yelling, that one right there. Like that feeling of it, like that's how you should feel every day. Whenever I somebody's like, man, what's up? Everything up. The market up, profits up, my spirits up, everything, my mood up, everything up. And it's stuck.
Right.
You gotta be in that energy, because now when you start to manifest or you start to believe that you're moving towards the thing or becoming the person or bringing the type of world you want into reality, it's gonna happen so much quicker than you expected, because the energy you're putting out is like it's like plugging you into the wall. That gratitude is plugging you into the source. Once you're plugged into the source, now you can ask for something. Don't beg, but like already affirm that it's here.
Amen.
That part. When you get to that point, family, I tell people all the time, I don't even know how they asked me if I want to do market mastery this Sunday. Like they wanted me to do it last Sunday. I said I can't. He was like, can you do it next Sunday? I'm like, bro. Last Sunday was Father's Day, and I'm like, I can't even. I got stuff to do. Y'all sprung it on me last week. He was like, can you do it next Sunday? If you can't do it, we can get you the one after that. I'm like, y'all really? He was like, we need somebody to come in here and talk about crypto, and you're the only person everybody wants to talk to. And I'm like, this is crazy. I remember when I couldn't get y'all to pay me no attention, and now y'all like, Kurt, like, hey, look, whenever you ready, we ready. And I'm like, this is on me. Excuse me, I'm allergic to success. So when you start,
Kurt,
how did you learn?
Like, why you always think I'm allergic to success? It's always on me. But
Curtis, how did you learn to ask better for things? And say hi to Lee Allen.
Hey, Lee! Oh my
Yay, we're having fun. We miss you.
Miss you too, Lee.
She's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I love Alana.
This week, work on DCX stuff and showing them how to, get DCX and get on board. Yeah.
I can't do it without you, man. I love Alana. She is amazing. But that question you asked is really powerful. You said, how did I know?
Did you learn to ask the universe better, yourself specifically? How did you learn to ask better?
Part of it was David, and part of it was listening to how Christopher Terry talks. Because Christopher Terry don't ask for nothing. He act like it's already here. Like his energy is like a 7-year-old child. Like he is like on Christmas Day every day. Like he's so excited about everything that hasn't happened yet. But in his head, it's all like when Chris first did a presentation in Detroit, he said, we're going to be filling up stadiums in a few years. We're going to be filling up sporting arenas in a few years. And I was like, hey, I don't know about that one, Chris. We'll see. And look at what we're doing. Like they're going to do they're doing another event in the Dickies Arena again. They're already trying to get up another area. I think they're trying to do something in Arizona, or they're trying to do something in Philly. I mean, in Houston at the Astros stadium. The Houston Astros. So it's just I learned from them, because the way that they talk, it's always about it's already done. It's already done. It's already done. So when I started asking the universe, I would say stuff like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm the top educator on this platform. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a team of successful, motivated, and knowledgeable traders, ready to build and grow to Chairman 10 and beyond. And I kept looking at it like, I'm just so thankful. And I would see all the faces before they showed up. Like I knew that the right people are, and I'm still saying the right people are still on the way. They still on the way. So when you say it, you can't say it with a seed of doubt. There cannot be a seed of doubt anywhere when you say it. Like you gotta, I remember, and this is a whole memory for myself. I remember being in the championship game when I was in high school, and we were losing at halftime. And everybody was like, Kurt, we're gonna take, the coach was like, we're gonna take you out and we're gonna let you rest because you played the whole first half. We down already, we down by like 25. I'm like, what are y'all talking? Like, we gonna win this game. Like the game already won. Like, I don't know what y'all, and they was looking at me crazy. And one of my other boys was like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. He got hyped with me. And it all of a sudden we start coming out, scoring, getting stopped, scoring, getting steal, scoring, getting stopped, scoring. And then they got contagious. Everybody else like, oh, we about to win this game. We about to win this game. And you start seeing on defense, they slapping the floor when they come back on defense. I'm like, okay. And then you start seeing the energy starts to grow. It starts to build. So it was no doubt in my heart we was gonna win that game. And it's just anything I do in life, I always tell people, like, if you want to see somebody score, give me the ball.
I know that's right.
You want to see somebody score? Give me the ball. I'm not here for the play. I want to make sure no matter what I do, I don't want to be just somebody. I want to be the guy that you're coming to see. I want to be the guy asking the questions to. Like, I need to live in such a way that my children get used to seeing me walk in excellence.
Right.
My friends and family get used to seeing me walk in excellence. Like, oh, my phone died.
Let me see. His picture is still there. But let me see. We'll see if he comes back. But I'm just gonna say, man, just listening to Kurt's story and hearing you listen to what he's saying. He chose his avatar. He said, "This is who I'm going to be. This is who I'm manifesting myself as. This is me." And he did it before it happened. He chose to be this person before it happened. And then as he's choosing to be this person, what happens? It manifests right behind him. He's putting all of this energy into, you know, the collective consciousness. And then what? It's just bringing it's just magnetizing back to him. And when he said 7-year-old child, that actually reminds me of a story about when I was about 7 years old. And I remember I was at a church event, and we were at the Swedish House. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Sweden House. It was kind of like a Golden Corral, or, you know, it's like a buffet place. And they were doing a raffle for $50 gift cards at a toy store. It was a raffle for a $50 gift card at a toy store. And I remember I got my raffle ticket. And I remember I got so excited about winning this raffle. I didn't get excited about the ticket. I got so excited about winning the raffle that I squozed the ticket like this. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win it. And I got so excited. Everybody's looking at me like I was crazy. Like, I got so excited. I was squeezing my ticket like, I'm gonna win it. And then when they called the name, I think I was so connected to manifestation at that point at 7 years old, that when they called my name, I almost fainted. I did literally. Somebody had to catch me. Like, they called my name, and I was like, I almost fainted. Somebody had to catch me, and I was like, and everybody looking at me. And ever since that day, they called me the faith child. They called me the faith child. And my mom called me the faith child. Everybody's calling me the faith child. That boy got some faith, boy. That boy, he knew he was gonna win. Like, I don't know how he knew, but he knew, because they were looking at me like I was crazy. I took up exposure. I was like, "Oh, I'm about to get this $50." And I went to the toy store, and I got me some toys for $50. I was 7 years old. I was so excited about that. So yeah, that's that 7-year-old faith, that 7-year-old belief system. But I know we've been going over a little bit. Does anybody else want to do a takeaway before we end?
Well, I would like to add one thing, though. I know in the beginning, when we first started speaking our new avatar, or our new life, or our dream life, or our purpose-driven life, it may not feel real in the beginning. It may feel as if you're being dishonest, or it may feel you may not connect with it right away. But the key is to keep doing it. You keep doing it, and what happens is, because it's a new way of being or a new way of thinking, it takes some time, and it will eventually start to feel real, and you will eventually start to feel gratitude, that genuine gratitude, that genuine joy for it. But the challenging part is committing to it, and even when it doesn't feel authentic or real in the beginning, to continue to commit to it, and then that's when the magic happens. I just wanted to add that.
Absolutely. Yep. So we just stay plugged in and stay believing, you know, and stay in faith. So anybody else want to do a takeaway? Anybody? Going once?
Yeah, I got something. Let me put my face up here. Hey.
What's going on, Oliver?
Kiana touched my heart right there. I had to share it. Yeah, I was thinking the whole time, like, I've been in a red room for the longest time. like around certain people in certain situations. You know, I kept myself in that red room because I thought that was the right room. And I've gone out the door and I've walked into a blue room with you guys. And it's like my eyes are they're still adjusting. You know, I'm still seeing sort of like green, and I know the blue's there. You know, everybody's telling me the blue's there. I believe the blue's there. I love believing. I always believed. When I was little, I got a motorcycle. My parents didn't want me to have a motorcycle. I kept it at my friend's house. I'm going to find a way. Like every business, we're going to find a way. We just got to stay in this room. I like what you said, Kiana. We just got to stay in the room. And I had a lot of different stuff to say, but as I'm listening to all of you guys, y'all just had the answer in the end. But like, all of the answers I was looking for, they were all here. So yeah, just stay in this room every time, you know, I get down or I get confused or I lose that faith. I know one of the best things, and I really hope new people start like really doing this a lot, is like just making sure I get on a Zoom with Bashiri and Kiana or Manny or anybody. Like anybody on the team, it doesn't really matter, like, because we're gonna keep each other accountable. Like Chrissy and I were talking about, like, I have been in that red room where there was never any tough love for the longest time. It's all I can think and see. And finally, over in this blue room, that tough love, that is a powerful, beautiful thing. And I just love it. So yeah, I ain't going anywhere. I don't care which part of the roller coaster I'm on. I don't care how I'm feeling. I've started writing stuff down as facts. My real estate agent actually told me, she was like, yeah, if you can write it down in facts and it doesn't agree with your emotion, ignore the emotion, just go. It's like the more I'm in this blue room, the more I'm seeing other people agree with the stuff that you all have been, you know, shouting out and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I see that vibration slowly coming in. It's hard sometimes when you don't get that confirmation. And that's the important time to remember, like, yo, even though I can only see red right now because my brain is flashing back to the other room, this is the, you know, you're not getting confirmation now, but maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe if I believe a little bit harder now and I take action on it, I'll get there. But anyway, Christy, I'm getting you on a Zoom today because I got stuff to talk to you about too.
Good.
I love you guys so very, very much. Thanks for doing this, both of you. I appreciate all of you.
Absolutely,
Aw, we
Oliver.
love you
Too,
too.
brother.
We love all you guys.
All right. Anybody else want to do a takeaway?
I'm just looking forward to scripting, so I'll be there with bells on Sunday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're gonna go ahead and end this thing. Let me go ahead and start recording. I definitely appreciate everybody for hopping on. For all of you who are here for the first time.